Okay, folks. Listen, listen. Let me, girl. It's gonna get spooky in here tonight. It's gonna get spooky in here tonight. Who's here? Who in here? Who in here? Let me take my spooky juice. Child. Let me take a sip of that spooky juice. Hey y'all. What's good? It is time to get spooky once again. We are back with another scary stories in the dark. We did this was it last year? I can't remember if it was last year. Ooh, not me cracking my knuckles all of ASMR. I guess it's over. We did this last year, and it was kind of spooky, but if I remember correctly, it was kind of a hot mess. It was a big old steaming pile of mess, and I'm so sorry for that. This year, hopefully, will be better. I have a few spooky stories queued up because I asked all of y'all what to send me some spooky stories last week. How many people sent me spooky stories? Raise your hand if you sent me a spooky story. Nobody sent me a spooky story. I was really trying to I'm like, y'all, if you want me to tell a scary story on live next week, send me a spooky story to my spooky DMs. Send me a spooky DM, and I will read your story out loud. Girl, I'm looking at my DM. I'm sitting there waiting like, nobody did it. Somebody said, okay, I'll send one. Listen, it's too late now. It's too late now. I already sent some. I already found some. Somebody said, about dang time, I've been waiting for you. I had to set up all of this. It ain't, the spooky don't spook itself. You know what I mean? Barbara, girl. Oh my, Barbara, put your arms back up. Barbara, your arm is broke. I don't think your arm's supposed to do that. Put it back up. There we go. Barbara doing she constantly doing the wave. And this ain't a football game, Barbara. Oh my God. Anyway, Bob says hi. His mouth been stuck open because he has TMJ, temporal mandibular disjunction, or TMD, or whatever they call it. Anyway, sometimes his jaw get locked up like that. He'll be okay. He's dead. He don't feel it. Anyway, child. Somebody said, this too scary. Oh my God. Not the spider. Not the spider. Child, not the spider. Okay, anyway. I told y'all last week. I just want to get through a few things before we start. This is we have our little earring here. Remember, it's a skeleton. It's just the top half. I found the bottom half. So there's that. I just wanted to update y'all on that. Somebody said, you ate them cupcakes. Absolutely not. Child, turn down the music. It's too loud. Can y'all hear the music? Miss Ma'am beat up. Miss Ma'am definitely got beat up. I'm so sorry to her and that woman. I think it was I don't know who it was. Probably somebody who twerked too much in their life. Yeah, and in the afterlife, that's what they get. The whole half of their body fell off because they was twerking too much when they was alive. Anyway, y'all want to hear the first spooky story is I went live last week and we made spooky cupcakes, and I was trying so hard to enjoy the spooky cupcakes. I wanted to make the cupcakes, and I was like, "Ooh, this will be fun." But if y'all remember, I told y'all that morning I went on a date. Right? I went on a date. I says, and tore up the toilet. Right? No. But kind of. So listen, what happened was earlier that day I ate a bunch of cookies. Right? Not a lot. It was like 3 or 4 cookies on this. Well, after the date, I had some cookies left over from the date that week because we brought snacks to the date. Okay, and then I ate the rest of the cookies. Like on my way home, I was just like chowing down on these cookies. And so, okay, whatever, right? I'm not thinking, whatever. And then when I got home, I had the audacity to eat more cookies before the live stream, more cookies. And I ate the cookies that I made in my last video, which were made with wheat flour instead of all-purpose flour. That's a spooky fact for you. I substituted wheat flour instead of all-purpose flour because my doctor was like, girl, try to get rid of all the processed stuff. Just use organic wheat flour. I used organic wheat flour. Anyway, I ate one cookie and then my stomach started hurting. I was like, ow, why is this? Ouch. That don't feel right. But I was like, it's probably nothing, whatever. I drink some water and I, on and off my stomach is like kind of hurting. I'm like, this is weird. Usually my stomach hurts and then it stops. Like, boom. If I eat something dairy, right? Anyway, child, let me get to the point, girl, because I'm rambling. What I do? Oh, and then we make a little thing. Then apparently we make a milkshake during the live stream. So I had some cookies. I had like 4 cookies, and they were like Toll House cookies or whatever those cookies. I don't even know. 4 like chocolate chip cookies. Then I had one of the cookies that I made that was made from wheat flour. And then, girl, I had a milkshake made from non-dairy ice cream, but the ice cream was also made with wheat flour. Why was it made with wheat flour? The ice cream had wheat flour in it. I don't even know. And then on top of that, we had a bunch of sugar from the child. What was that called? Cream soda. We had cream soda as well. And then at this point, I was feeling sick. I was like, okay, this all I ate today was cookies, this wheat flour cookie, this non-dairy ice cream that had wheat flour in it, and some cream soda. So I was like, when it came time to eat the cupcakes, I was like, I'm not eating these cupcakes. I can't do it because my stomach, during the live stream, my stomach was doing the Cupid shuffle. No, it was doing like the electric slide, but the version that we do to Beyonce's Before I Let You Go. It was doing that. It was just like a whole cookout in my stomach, just a group of Black people doing an electric slide at once. That's what it felt like in my stomach. I was like, something ain't right. Something ain't right here. Girl, Harlem Shake, baby girl. Something ain't right. Because I was like, usually I can handle that. Like, whatever. I can handle that. I can handle a few cookies. Sorry, Bob. You gonna be good. Jesus Christ, you dead. You can't die no more. Chill out. He always be yelling at me. But I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And it was during the live stream. So I was like, oh no. Anyway, after I shut the live stream down because I was feeling sick after the live stream, it got worse. It got worse, sis. My stomach was hurting. Like, it was like I was like, am I pregnant? I'm pregnant, because it felt like a little baby was in there, just like about to go into the ring, sis, and just like boxing my stomach, like pow, 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 like a little baby with a fist, like boom, 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 just like punching my stomach. It hurt so bad, and I didn't know if I was nauseous or if I had to go to the bathroom or what the case was, but I started to get really sick, and then I started to have like a sort of like a low grade fever. I was like, this better not be the CV. Let's not speak its name, sis. I hope it's not that. I started to get really scared. Like, oh my God, is something seriously wrong here? Girl, for the next few days after that live stream, my stomach was hurting on and off. I was constipated, sis. It was so bad. I was like, ow. And then I guess, okay, so the spooky realization that I had, says he used the enema. I didn't listen. I almost did. I looked it up. I was like, I'm about to use an enema, girl. I'm scared. Listen, I'm like, if this is what contractions feel like, girl. No. Okay, so spooky realization is that I think I'm gluten, and I think I am intolerant to gluten. So that's that's the spooky realization I came to after all of that. So I've been eating gluten-free everything, and my stomach has been feeling better. I don't know if it's celiac. So I actually made an appointment to go to the doctor. I'm going to the doctor on Monday, sis, to figure out if he need an OBGYN. I already have a lactose intolerance, so that's why I got non-dairy ice cream and like other stuff. I'm careful with dairy. I'm not like too big on cheese and dairy and stuff like that because I know those pains and I don't like them. So we don't mess with the dairy, right? Sometimes we do, but like not all the time. But recently, like I said, I made those wheat cookies, and gluten is in usually like wheat. Okay, it's a protein in wheat. So everything I've been eating so much that day, I ate so much product with wheat in it, and I started to realize, like, I was looking back on my diet, and I was like, "Yo, I think I am. I think I am gluten intolerant, or something. Maybe it's more serious than that." So anyway, I'm feeling a little bit better now. I'm still like sort of recovering from last week because I didn't really figure out that I was gluten intolerant and stopped eating gluten until like a few days afterward. So I don't know. I have like mad gluten-free stuff in my house now. It is nasty. Ew. I can't. I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm so sorry to the gluten-free girls out there because y'all been suffering. The gluten-free stuff is nasty. Tastes like nothing. Disgusting. Anyway, let's get into these spooky stories. How about that? Let's get into, because that was a spooky time for me. I just wanted to tell y'all that. Oh, snap. Oh my God. Who put that bat right there? Get out of here. Go. Get out. Child. Okay, we finna get into these spooky stories. Okay. Child. What y'all, okay. Listen, y'all ready for this? I don't know. That bat is a little bit scary. Oh, it's moving. Where you going, sis? Where you going? Come back. Come back. Where you going? Oh, it's on my shirt. Sis, that is scary. Stop moving. Sit up. Go over there. Go over there. Okay, y'all. Here we go. We ready for this first story? We got the first spooky story. Okay, here we go. Let me turn some stuff down, girl, because I feel like it's too much light up in this thing. This was scary stories in the dark, not scary stories in the broad daylight. Child, turn it down. Turn the screen down. Okay. I don't know if I should put this here. Yeah, I should put it right there. Okay, here we go. First story. It's called One Step Ahead of the Reaper. Yeah. First name Grim, last name Reaper. Child, I'm already spooked up. Got me spooked up. Okay, ready? Like everyone else in this world, I will one day meet my maker. But for now, I stay one step ahead of the Reaper. That kind of rhyme a little bit. I like this story. It's kind of like poetic. He's been chasing me ever since I was a little boy. A little boy. When I nearly died in the middle of a fever due to an infection. That's nasty. Why you got an infection? That's nasty. Wash your hands. 20 seconds. Soap and water. The doctor went as far as to prepare my family for my demise. Terror rings true when death is imminent. I remember lying in my bed, drenched with sweat, as the light in the room darkened to a pitch black. My teeth chattered. I felt a frosty breeze creeping from my toes right up to my small head. Now you know your head was probably big. Talking about a small head. Girl, that's an irrelevant fact. Because you probably was feeling insecure. That's why you put that. Then I saw him. Girl, saw who? Somebody in the comments said, I'm scared, I'm leaving. Leave. Leave now. Somebody said small, very small. A tall, frightening, hooded specter descending from the darkest shadows in what I thought was my bedroom. What terrified me the most was his skeletal face. Ooh. Child, Bob, this ain't your moment to shine. Bob always trying to steal the light and stuff. This you wait your turn, Bob. His skeletal face and the dry, thorny tongue lolling about over his jagged teeth. That's nasty. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm about to leave. I screamed as the roar of what seemed like 1,000 tornadoes splintered my eardrums while he raised his... Girl, what is this? Scythe? Oh, is that thing that they carry? Grim Reapers? It's spelled Scythe. I ain't never heard that day in my life. Child. I guess that's that little thing that they carry, a little sharp knife thingy. Anyway. Whether it was my lust for life or my childish impudence. Girl, this is about as hard as an SAT with all these words. Impudence. I turned my back on him and I yelled, "It's my life." I didn't know at the time that I cheated death. Suddenly, the lights were back on and I was screaming on the floor. My mom raced in and scooped me up. I tried to tell my parents about what happened, but they all assumed the fever was making me hallucinate. From that day forward, I had an incredible understanding that I was in control of my destiny. I knew deep down in my soul that the only reason people died was due to them giving up and losing the fight. Child, listen, now we finna have a philosophical debate. A spooky philosophical debate. I was afforded the opportunity to cheat death many times over the years, despite my attempts to stay safe. When I was a teenager, doing what reckless teenagers are apt to do, speeding in my car, he returned. It was a rainy night and the car crashed into a huge tree. It was probably a small tree, but that tree was probably just insecure. So the tree came and asked him to write this story and say that when he do tell the story, make sure he say it's a huge tree, not a small tree. Girl, it's probably a little tiny bonsai tree. Anyway, insecurity running all through this story. I was barely conscious when I heard the familiar tornadoes. My eardrums pulsed in pain as the pitch black darkness tried to consume me. While my bloodied head tried to lift up, I remembered gripping the steering wheel and through gritted teeth screaming, "It's my life. It's not my time." Yeah, that's a message for Bob. It's not your time, sis. I saw the Reaper glaring at me with his black eyes through the windshield, his enraged skull against the glass. Girl, I had to squint my eyes to see that part. Someone said, "Well, who that lady over there in the chair?" What you talking about? What lady? Ain't no lady over there in the chair. Anyway. After butting his skull angrily against the glass, he disappeared and I was suddenly dragged out of the burning car. Burning? Wasn't it raining? Something ain't adding up. Your car was burning in the rain? I don't know about that one. That's against what I think would have happened. One of the creepiest encounters was when I was in my late 20s, carelessly walking through a bad neighborhood. Here we go, making this seem like neighborhoods are just inherently bad. How about fix the issues? Social issues, how about that? How about we pump some money into the school system over there? Anyway, here we go. I was checking out an isolated section of scrubland next to a railway track when I heard footsteps behind me. Before I could turn around to face my attacker, I felt the searing pain of a long blade thrust into my back. Ugh! That was me getting a long blade thrust into my back. Now that's scary. I'm scared now. A flash of cold panic rushed throughout my nervous system as the attacker plucked my wallet from my pants pocket. not him getting robbed. Then the deafening tornadoes rushed into my ears while the impenetrable darkness washed over me. The Reaper appeared in front of me, striding towards me with a huge sky. There we go with that again. How do you pronounce it? Held high by his skeletal hand. Ooh, Bob, give me the light back. Jesus Christ. Always, it's not, you're not a part of this story. The Reaper appeared in, oh, we already read that part. He seemed to be mocking me as an evil laugh broke through the tornadoes in my ears. Now you're mine. You, sir, are mine. Girl. He dragged me up with his other bony hand, bringing my face only an inch away from his terrible face. You better read him to Phil. Bony, terrible. I felt his sandpaper tongue scrape on my cheek as the bottomless pits, that were his eyes bored into my soul. I don't know. Is this okay to, this sound like Scary Stories OnlyFans. That's what it sound like. I'm scared, child. Screaming, I'll never be yours, into the Reaper's face. I saw a flash of light as he yelled his outrage. No! Since then, I've been on a constant lookout. Child, looking out. You know, make sure ain't nobody following you with a scythe. Child, that's scary. My wife recently gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Baby boy, stay on my mind. You better mention Beyonce. The other night, I could have sworn I saw a shadow hovering over them both in the darkness. Is that the end? Oh, wait. No, I think that's the end. That's the end of the story. Child. Not that's the end of the story. Someone said, I think about you all the time. I see you in my dreams. That is kind of a spooky story when you think about it. Baby boy, you stay on my mind. That is scary. Picture of us in a dark basement part. Wait, how does it go? A girl, not me trying to remember the lyrics anyway. That was the end of that story, child. We're gonna go to the next one. But first I want to read some of these comments. It had 235 shares on Facebook. Gotta love Facebook. And there's one comment from Deb, which is, if anybody's gonna be on Facebook, it's Deb. Look, Deb. She about what? About 30, 40 years old. Her name is Deb. She says, because she's reading this and she's freaking herself out. She's like, if this is true, it is a demon. Trust in Jesus Christ for forgiveness and payment for your sins. Justice demands sins payment. Then you have full authority to cast it away from you. So, child, you better listen to Deborah. Not Deborah being evangelical underneath the darn scary story post. Girl, Deborah, get off of Facebook. Mom, get off of Facebook. My mom added me on Facebook. It was embarrassing. Okay, we're going to go to another scary story. Let me find another one. Child, I'm scared. What else is in here? This one had 1.8 thousand shares. Let's read that one. This is scary. Someone said, hallelujah. Okay, this one's supposed to be really scary. Oh, child. Coming of age with a poltergeist haunting me. Wait, what's a poltergeist? I think a poltergeist is when, I think we looked this up before. A poltergeist is when like a ghost will like move things in your house. Is that what a poltergeist is? And you'll like hear footsteps and stuff like that. It's a ghost, but it do. Yeah, that's what it is. You're right. Okay. That's exactly what I thought it was. Coming of age with a poltergeist haunting me. Girl, might as well be hunting you too. Take away the A. Okay, here we go. This music is a little, I don't know if you can hear it. Spooky Jams. Late night spooky radio with your host, Will. Next up, we have something from The Weeknd called Spooky Sister. This is Spooky Sister. Hey. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. But I would love to do a spooky late night radio jam. Anyway, here we go. Now that I'm an adult, I understand the energy behind poltergeist activity and going through puberty. But that was one sentence. Now that I'm an adult, I understand the energy behind poltergeist activity and going through puberty. But back then, sometimes it felt like a war zone. I'll admit, like any teenager, I was often a pain in the butt. Although ghost stories couldn't have been further from my mind when I crossed over the threshold of adulthood. Being a late bloomer at 14 years of age, I finally got my period 2 weeks after my birthday, which was when the strange events began. Girl, that's probably strange events for any coming of age person who gets their period. That's when all the strange events begin, 2 weeks after they get their period for the first time. I'll never forget the first night. I got up, I went to the bathroom, scared, but soon elated that I was becoming a woman. Okay. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Take it away. Take it away. Girl, when somebody hand you the microphone at karaoke, what you be doing? She don't be doing nothing. She ain't no fun. As I walked back to the bed, I felt something was in the family room behind me. When I backtracked my way to the family room, I realized that the grandfather clock in the hallway had stopped ticking. I noticed that it slowly started up again when I got a few feet away from it. Intrigued, as well as creeped out, I stepped backwards and nearly jumped out of my skin when I saw it stopped again. Back and forth, I kept testing it, and every time it stopped and started, depending on how close or how far away I was. If that wasn't enough, I was soon distracted when the TV suddenly switched itself on. Girl, not BET coming on all of a sudden. It was probably BET because it's probably a black ghost. I feel like every poltergeist be a black ghost because it just be ghosts. They just be playing tricks on you. Turn the TVs on and stuff. Probably a black ghost. Turn BET right on. Girl, what's on? Probably the Parkers. The Parkers came on. Oh, girl, could you imagine walking through your house and then the Parkers just come on? Girl, that's scary. I'm scared. Oh, child, hold on to your seats. Girl, the TV suddenly switched itself on. I froze on the spot and craned my neck to see. We're the Parkers. Come and join us. We're the Parkers. Okay, girl, this theme song was playing. The static was so loud and I could hear a voice, but it was scratchy and hard to make out. That's because you got the lowest plan. You need to go switch to Verizon's FAQS because you had Dish TV and it was kind of messed up. That's why you can't see the Parkers. When my father came out in a temper, all the activity subsided. That was only the beginning of a period when I was blamed for all of the malfunctioning equipment and appliances in the house. My parents thought I was crying out for attention, but all I wanted for them was to leave me alone. Leave me alone, Mom. Leave me alone, sis. Someone said, you reading Wattpad. I don't know what I'm reading. This is a random website. I couldn't convince them that I wasn't to blame for all of the strange and sometimes frightening activity. It was worse when I was alone in the house. One afternoon, I got home from school and was relieved to be alone at first. I put some music on Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. I got home from school and I was relieved to be home. I put some music on the stereo and I sat on my bed to get my homework out of the way. Then I heard a squeaky, grinding noise coming from the door. When I looked up, I saw the handle slowly being pushed down. Girl, who at your door? It's probably your mom. She left her keys out. She left her keys. She locked herself out. I stopped breathing as I stared intently at the handle turning 90 degrees. She had algebra homework. Yeah, she was doing trigonometry because ain't nobody was calculating how many degrees the thing was turning. Finally stopping like someone was holding the handle down, pointing to the floor. It was excruciating, waiting to see what would happen next. I wondered if it was my brother playing tricks on me, so I jumped off the bed and raced over to the door. A little jokey joke. I hesitated as all the terrifying possibilities played across my mind. Staring at the handle, I slowly reached out and prepared to yank the door open, telling myself that it was my brother. I'd give him a royal butt kicking. Yeah, sock it to him. Before I had the chance, the handle suddenly sprang upwards and back into place. I jumped, but then I felt a surge of anger, so I grabbed the handle and I opened the door. No one was there. I began to storm through the house, screaming my brother's name and feeling the tears welling up. Not one member of my family was home. I even checked for my cat. Not Cat in the Hat, sis, not Dr. Seuss. I even checked for my cat, even though it was impossible for her to have played with the handle. I don't know, you'd be surprised, baby girl. These cats really be smart nowadays. She was outside on the fence. If you ask me, that's a little bit more scary. Going outside and then you see your cat on the fence. Just a cat on a fence. That's scary. That's spooky. Then my door slammed shut all by itself. I screamed and I ran to the hallway. I stood at the end of the hallway and stared at my door. There were no windows open, and for a minute, I wondered if there was a burglar in the house. Thankfully, my parents pulled into the driveway, and I raced out to tell them what happened. My dad is quite a bruiser, so he made us stay outside while he stormed into the house. Quite a bruiser. What does that mean? Like he could fight? Put him up. He's quite a bruiser. I'm gonna start using that. Girl, don't mess with me. I'm quite a bruiser. Girl, don't you wanna mess with me? Cause I'll put a bruising on you. It was only a few minutes later when he came back outside, wielding the baseball bat and shaking his head, very annoyed. He grumpily told us that no one was in the house and that I had to get a grip on myself. Why I oughta get a grip on you, Dad. Talking about get a grip. I'm being haunted, Dad. Ciao. I burst into tears and stomped into the house, even though I was becoming quite afraid of the whole property. Yeah, girl, move. See, as soon as you turn 18, emancipate yourself. Leave. Get out right now. This is the end of you and me. Girl, you better hope that poltergeist don't follow you. There were so many things that happened to me for that first year that I could easily fill a book. Ornaments would fall off the bookcase along with the occasional book falling out for no reason. One time when I went to the backyard to sunbathe, one particular wind chime went ballistic while the others stayed chill. That's creepy. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Girl, that's scary. First of all, wind chimes. Let me talk about wind chimes. No, I will not continue until I talk about wind chimes because somebody said that's not ballistic enough. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Is that ballistic enough? Wind chimes. People be thinking that wind chimes sound all cute and stuff, and maybe they do at some points, but never is the wind just smooth enough to make it sound good. Half of the time, I'm like, shut up. Yeah, I want y'all to see my hand on my chin. I'm like, shut up. Them things don't be sounding cute to me. You got to find one that's real nice. Because all the other ones be making too much. It's like too much. Turn it off. Take it down. One time when I went, we already said that. The hot faucet in the kitchen sink often turned itself on. Not the poltergeist trying to burn you, sis. On if I was in the room, and even the toilet flushed when I walked past the bathroom. Well, girl, she just had to take a spooky dookie. The poltergeist had to take a spooky dookie, sis. Like, just let her be. Like, you ain't got to put all her business out there on the street. The toilet would flush when she walked past the bathroom. It's okay, sis. It's just a spooky dookie. Like, that's all she had to do. Just let her live. Sometimes she like, you talking about how like things are falling off the bookshelves and like the doors opening and closing, the hot water turning on. She just trying to live her poltergeist life. Maybe she was making hot tea for her spooky friends or something, and maybe she was just trying to go in and out of the house. Maybe she lost her key, the poltergeist. So that's why and maybe she was trying to look something up in a dictionary, and that's why the books fell. Like, poltergeists be having lives too. So you be making it sound like all scary and stuff, but maybe it's just her living her life. Ever think about that? She just trying to have a spooky dookie in peace. But you got to go and write a whole story about it. Anyway, the strange thing was, during that whole year, the events only happened in our home, not at school or out and about at friends' homes. Then the activity completely stopped on my 15th birthday. Now that I'm 38 and I have children of my own, I worry about them going through puberty, and I hope against hope. What? And I hope against hope that they wait, that's a saying. And I hope against hope that they don't get what is okay, we need to do listen, they need some editors on here. I'll edit this for them if they need it. Because I'm like, what is syntax, baby girl? I hope that they don't go through what I did. I just switched it up because it's all messed up on this website. I'll never know if it was just my own intense energy, but I can definitely say with certainty that I felt like I was under constant psychic attack. Ooh. Ooh. No, this lied to me. It said it had 1.8 thousand shares. It only got 295 shares. Anyway, they have like little Facebook comments underneath each story. So here goes a Facebook message from Jackie. And Jackie Black, from what I can see in this little picture. Jackie, I've done a great deal of study on the subject of energies, but I have never heard of what your pre and during puberty. Come on, we can't listen. I can't read this if it don't make sense. I have never heard that your pre and during puberty that I can't read this. Girl, it's giving me a headache. I can't even figure it out. I can't even figure out what she's trying to say. I have never heard. Hold on. Hold on. This is a spooky prose. I have never heard that your puberty could cause technical issues in your home. It seemed plausible until the toilet flushes and hot water. There's no electrical in toilets, and except the power to an electrical hot water heater, there's nothing electrical for your energy to interfere with. I believe you have used this as a means of escaping the Idra of hauntings. What does that mean? You push the idea and belief so far down, you're not feeding them. It could be a true way to avoid these things, but I don't buy out. I don't what? Child, I'm moving on because listen, she needs to work on girl. I can't. Jackie needs to listen. Jackie, hit me up, girl. I know a few ways that we could fix this whole thing that you was trying to say. Because it truly doesn't make sense to me. Another person, Charlotte, says, I do believe it. Very similar things happened to me as a teen, made worse by my friend living with me for a couple of years. Our cycle synced. There's a lot of energy that anyone produces, especially as a teen. It may very well happen to your children. As a mother myself, all we can do is explain and let them know we understand. Okay, that was 10 out of 10 for pro. Like, I understood it clearly. Thank you so much for writing in complete sentences and all of that stuff. But that story essentially was about how if you got a period, it somehow makes ghosts come to you. Now that's creepy. Okay, let's see. Let's do another one. Are y'all liking these spooky stories so far? Yes or no? Yes or no? I'm spooky. Someone said that's why. I'm sorry, what? Someone said no. Someone said kinda. Someone said yes, sir. Someone said no. Somebody said yes. Listen, what's that behind you? All says me and Will cycle synced. I don't got a cycle. I don't got a cycle. Every time I hear the word cycle, I think of America's Next Top Model. Because why did they call their season cycles instead of they would go cycle 6 instead of season 6? I'm like, girl, you ain't different. Cycle 6 of America's Next Top Model. Anyway, someone said, Will, what was that? What was that? Anyway, child. Okay, we're gonna take a little spooky break. A little spooky break. We're just gonna turn up the music a little bit. Take a little spooky drink. It better not have died. Oh. Oh, also? What? Child. What is going on? Why is it flashing? Before it didn't flash. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so I got this from the store, right? Child, let me turn this down. She's too loud. Girl, I got this from the store and I tried it out in the store and it wasn't flashing when I got it in the store. But this is apparently for like trick-or-treaters, right? So if your kid is going out trick-or-treating, this is to make sure that they can see, you know what I mean? So they can see in front of them. But also it's this glow stick so that your parents can like always know where you are. And then on the bottom, what's cool about it is that wait, child, it says emergency whistle. How am I supposed to use this whistle, child? Oh, I think the plastic is still on it, child. It's an emergency whistle too, girl, just in case something spooky happened. Anyway, y'all ready to get back into some spooky stories? Someone said, "What you drinking? What you think I'm drinking?" What that say? Spooky pomegranate juice. I'm drinking spooky pomegranate juice, baby girl. Yeah, and it tastes good. Girl, I do have a little what you call them things that little what you call them little things that you put your cups and stuff on so that they don't ruin your tables. What is it called again? What is that called? I know one of y'all knows. I don't know why I'm forgetting. A coaster. It's a coaster right there. I couldn't see it because we in the dark. Okay, are y'all ready to get back into this? Ooh, this one's the title of this one is Something Evil Possessed Us on Our Haunted Honeymoon. Ciao. What is going on here? Something evil possessed us on our haunted honeymoon. I don't like this one. I'm scared. Girl, turn down the music. I gotta hear myself think for this one. All right, here we go. I'd like to preface this story by saying that I love my husband. I love my husband, and I don't have any history of substance abuse or mental illness. That's just what they say. That's what they say. I don't know why they need to include that. Believe me, I'm not giving anything away by telling you guys this information. I just feel that when you tell people about this type of stuff, it's important to start off with a good understanding about the people involved. Okay, sis, what's your birthday? What's your favorite color? Like, we don't need to know all that stuff about you. The same goes for my husband, Dean. Oh, snap. Now you know this would be a scary story. Anytime your husband's name is Dean, yeah, that's scary. Something bad gonna happen. Here's my husband. You ain't never seen nobody go, and this is my husband, Dean, and they point to somebody who ain't spooky. Girl, this spooky. What be Dean be doing? He probably be doing some bad stuff. Yeah, I can smell it from a mile away. Who y'all know named Dean? I ain't never seen a Dean I have never ever in my life come in contact with a Dean. You only see Deans in horror movies. Dean? Is somebody out there named Dean? He probably short, somebody said. He's just, yeah, I don't mess with no Dean. Don't come over here. What's your name? Dean. Oh, you gotta go. You gotta go, sir. Jimmy Dean's. I said they love Jimmy Dean's. Child, my little scarf keep. Let me take a drink of water. Here we go. The same goes for my husband, Dean. We were childhood sweethearts and always knew that we were soulmates, like twins separated at birth. Girl, don't be saying stuff like that, because if you really was a twin separated at birth, congratulations. Now you married to your actual birth twin. That's what makes this story so difficult to share, but I'll cut to the chase because I don't want to bore you with unnecessary details. It all started the night of our honeymoon. Not having a lot of money and wanting to sink what we had into our new home, we decided to stay in a nice cabin near a lake. Yeah. You made that decision on purpose to stay in a cabin near a lake with a man named Dean. Girl. We had a lot of fantasies about romantic boat rides, champagne and strawberries. I said now we really drinking strawberries and champagne. In front of the roaring fires. You get the drift. As soon as we stepped foot into the cabin, I had a hunch that things weren't going to go well. Then leave! Girl, get that bread that head and leave. As soon as we stepped... Oh, we already said that. Call it a woman's intuition. It doesn't matter. It's hard to describe, but I guess the best way to illustrate the atmosphere in the cabin was the sense of death and madness. Ooh. My heart started palpitating before I even put my bags down. Girl, you might got high blood pressure. You need to go get that checked out. Baby girl, you need to read up on the American Heart Association. They got some tips for you, girl. Switch to whole wheat, reduce sodium, throw away your sauces, and make sure you stop eating added sugar. Don't put added sugar. Like, if you look on the back of your food, baby. Anyway, next. Let's keep going. Dean sensed it too. He probably got high blood pressure too. Y'all both need to go on a couples retreat over to the doctors. But we decided that it probably just needed airing out. So we opened up the windows. But the fresh air didn't help the darkness that we felt in the cabin. Being very careful with money, we decided that we would stay no matter what. We unpacked and decided to go for a walk in the nearby forest. which sloped down into the water. We tried hard to lighten the mood, but the feeling stayed with us everywhere we went. Strange for us, we started to argue about stupid things. Dean started to show disdain at my weak attempts at humor. He scoffed and rolled his eyes, which he'd never done before. Oh no! Don't come over to not on the honeymoon. Don't come over here, Dean. See, I knew something was up with you when I found out your name was Dean. Yeah, I had a hunch, but now you're starting to make it seem like I was right all this time. Call it a woman's intuition. Don't be giving me all kinds of shade and sourness, girl, because I could leave. We can get a divorce. Let's get out of this spooky forest and pack my bags out of this spooky cabin and let's go see the lawyers, because I will. Listen, I know we ain't really got money for all that, but Dean, you finna get, a royal bruising, like the other person said in the other story. Girl, there were several times when I felt like he wasn't even himself. Once we got back to the cabin, his nasty new demeanor got worse. I asked him what was wrong and started to cry, which angered him quickly. Just imagine how hard it is to see a man who usually worships the ground you walk on suddenly turn into a psychotic monster. Okay, we ain't have to say psychotic. Like, we need to update the terms here, be a little bit more sensitive. I tried to reason with him, but I soon started to respond in the same way. I became just as aggressive, and soon we were at each other's throats. We were so mad, we barely noticed the evil cackling in the background. Imagine somebody mumbling and cackling instead of paying their mother bills. That's Nicki Minaj for you. As a matter of fact, we both blamed each other for the strange events that started to occur. When a mirror fell from the wall in the spare room, smashing into millions of pieces on a carpeted floor, no less, Dean screamed at me from the kitchen, thinking I had done it. The thing was, I was in the bathroom at the time. And by the second night, I felt like I was two people in one. 1 + 1 = 2. Girl, you two people now. Possessed. I had moments of lucidity when I cried and I tried to plead with Dean to be kind to me. When he snorted in disgust and told me to piss off. Piss off. Ew, can y'all hear Dean saying that? Piss off. Girl, get out of here. Don't be telling me that. I'm your wife. Piss off. Scram. But when he started to say that to me, I flew into rage. I shudder when I think of it now, but I grabbed the skillet off of the stovetop and I threw it at him, narrowly missing his head. It was on. I love when people say that. Oh, it's on. It was on. My hands are trembling as I write this. Dean charged at me with his hands out like a tiger's claws. Wait, Dean charged at me with his hands out like tiger's claws. Okay, that makes more sense. That's scary. Can you imagine Dean coming at you like that? Sis. I would have bopped him up beside the head again. What else is on the stove? Grab it. Throw it. Dean charged at me with his hands out like tiger claws, and I'll never forget his face, because it wasn't his face at all. My anger, listen, the old bait and switch. How old they say? Probably like 20, 26 years old. They probably are on the honeymoon. The old bait and switch. Pretend he catfished you for all these years. Now all of a sudden his face is different. My anger prevented me from screaming in fear as I watched him closing in, looking like an old and twisted madman. His eyes were now dark, where they usually were blue. I felt hands around my throat, but don't think I stayed still and mute. I felt a banshee screeching from deep inside me. Y'all know what a banshee is. Oh, them things scary. little crazy looking things. I reached up and scratched his face while he tried to strangle me. The howls that came from our throats were unholy. Girl, we need to talk to Deb because Deb, remember Deb from the last Facebook? Deb know exactly what to do in this situation. She said, "Cast the spirits, cast the demons away. Pray to God, repent." That's just what Deb said, child. The howls that came from our throats were unholy, but there were other voices howling somewhere deep in the forest. It was so unreal. What stopped me was the sight of the blood trickling down his cheek. It was like I immediately changed back into my original self. Like a trigger, Dean too slipped back into his usual persona, complete with his handsome face. Okay, you got it. You snagged the cutie. We get it. Suddenly, we hugged each other desperately. Dean whispered in my ear, "We have to get out of here." I didn't even wait to respond. Both of us let go and scrambled around the cabin, dragging our things into our suitcases and racing to get out. The atmosphere in the cabin became darker and it was difficult to even breathe. Outside, storm clouds had gathered and soon a heavy downpour came down. We didn't stop until we got into the car. Dean started the engine and we sat for a moment staring at the cabin. It was strange, but it felt like we had escaped a madhouse. When we took off, we both burst into tears, and I apologized, and we apologized to each other profusely. We never discovered the history of that area in the cabin, but trust me, we ain't going back. Child, that's creepy. Someone said, "Will, get off Facebook." This ain't even Facebook. This is like a website, but they allow people from Facebook to comment. I don't know. Ciao. Someone said, "LOL, I don't trust none of them. I feel like they are both demons." They probably are. Well, the title was that they got possessed. But let's look at these Facebook comments. That's creepy. Could you? Well, okay. So this website prefaces everything that it says that these things are true, like it's actually happened. So that's kind of creepy. If that, well, not kind of creepy, girl. That's scary. That's terrifying. If that actually happened, could you imagine being like, "Oh, look at this cute little cabin on Airbnb, babe. You want to go for our honeymoon?" And Dean is like, "Yeah, sis, let's go." They pay like $50 a piece, plus like that expensive cleaning fee, probably like, I don't know, like $35. Girl, like $200 for this vacation, 3 nights in the woods. It's supposed to be romantic. Like it's not going to be cloudy. It's a nice summer, summer evening. And then you get there, somebody said on that demon time. Truly. And then you get there, girl, and you're like, you see cobwebs. Girl, it's dark. It just feels dusty and nasty. And you're like, okay. Now you're thinking about all the reviews that you're finna put. But you're like, listen, we paid for it and we can't cancel. Our fee is going to get snatched away. Or rather, what we paid already, we're going to have to forfeit. So it said, "Night, Nancy, sweet dreams." From Dean the Demon. Listen. Yeah, and then you get there and then all of a sudden y'all start acting different. And you're like, wait, what is going on? There's actually a kind of a movie about this with Ryan Reynolds, I think it is. Where they go and they like take their family to this new house, and Ryan Reynolds starts to act different. He starts to act different. He starts to get impatient, angry. He starts yelling at the kids, the wife. He starts like, it's called The Shining. Is that what it is? The Shining? It's like crazy. That movie scares me. I don't like watching that movie. And he like keeps wanting to drown himself or something. I don't know. He's like drawn to the water and keeps like trying to go out to the water. And I don't know, slowly like the space that he's in, just the area that he's in is like possessing him. It's not Ryan Reynolds. It's the other one. If it's not Ryan Reynolds, it's the other one that I always get mixed up with him. It's that other guy. Who is it? It's there's two people that I always mix up. It's Ryan Reynolds and who was it? Who was the guy? I know somebody said it was Dean. Ryan Gosling. I always mix those two up. Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds, girl. Listen, I'll be mixing them up. I'm so sorry. It was Ryan Gosling. That's who I was picturing in my head, Ryan Gosling. I know Ryan Reynolds. That was not Ryan Reynolds. It was Ryan Gosling. But Ryan Gosling, he got all buff for that movie. For that movie, I remember he got real buff for that movie. Anyway, child, it was just a scary. They couldn't like get a hold of their dad anymore because he got like so possessed. I'm dumb talking about some Moana. What y'all talking about? You said Amni. Wait, that's what I think it is. What's Amityville? What is it? Amityville horror? I don't know, but I remember anyway. Child, it's a movie. You should watch it if you want to get spooked out. If you like scary movies, watch that movie. Just look up. Oh, it's the Amityville. I don't know how to say that word. Amityville horror. They move into a possessed cabin or something like that. Right. Can you react to animated scary stories on Halloween, please? Maybe. There's like 3 scary movies made with that story. Probably. But I just remember the one when with Ryan Gosling. Because I was like, oh, this scary. It came on TV. It was like on TBN or whatever that show is. Somebody said it was Ryan Reynolds. Listen, I don't care. Y'all confusing me. Here we go. So, okay, Duke from Duke, which sounds like what I used to call Poops back in the day. I'm gonna go take a little Duke. No, it's a name. Duke Vasquez from Facebook says for this story in particular, their only comment was, "Where was this cabin?" Girl, where was this cabin? So that I don't go there. Make sure I don't find my way up in that cabin. Where was the cabin? Answer the question. Shelby says, question mark? Like that's all her comment was just a question mark. Wendy Greer says, wow, what state was that? People just want to know where the cabin is, child. And then Kyle says from Facebook, I might add, which makes these so much better because I love a good Facebook comment. Go to Reddit. I don't really understand Reddit. I've never been on Reddit. Reddit for me right now is like how Twitter was for me like a year ago. I was like, I don't know what's happening on there, but maybe I'll check it out and like figure it out, and maybe we'll find some scary stories on there. Kyle Greenham says, Greenham, not green eggs and ham, says, I know all too well about possessions and the kind of negative energies out there that can rub off on our organic brains. It could have been hella worse if I've secretly been haunted now for about... What is y'all talking about? It could have been hella worse. Okay, I see. There should have been a period there. I've secretly been haunted now for about 5 years, fighting with my thoughts and emotions. It's not easy, but being aware makes it a little easier. Secretly been haunted? Girl, you might need to get that checked out. Okay, anyway, that's that. Kyle needs a little bit of help. Kyle said, me too, somebody said. Somebody check on Kyle. Let me message Kyle. Because he said he been secretly haunted. It ain't so much a secret no more. Okay, so... Okay, this one's kind of creepy. This one sounds creepy. Let's do this one. The title of this story is, I was an atheist until the day I found solace in a ghost church. I'm scared. I'm scared, girl. Let me take a spooky sip. Girl, we need a refill. Girl, we need a refill on that. Can I get a refill? Can I get a refill? Can I get a spooky tip, somebody said. Okay, here we go. We all have people and places we like to go when in need of peace and understanding. Whether it be family, friends, or counseling through the medical or religious fields, it's a comfort to know where to turn when we find ourselves in a dark place. It's devastating when you realize that you have no one to turn to and nowhere to go. Not Ari who. Child, did y'all hear that new song? We'll talk about it later. I'd like to preface this story with the fact that I used to be an atheist, thinking that ghost stories were ridiculous. That's what made what happened to me such a surprise, even though I can't definitively say to this day, exactly what happened. Girl, okay, I just want y'all to know that I keep getting, because I looked up one time a TV mounting service, because I want to mount my TV in my living room. And now on every website, I got all these TV mounting ads. I looked it up one time a week ago. I have to scroll through all these darn ads about mounting TVs. Get your TV mounted to that, sis. Get off this spooky website. Suffice it to say that I was completely bewildered and soon became a believer. Now I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Without saying too much about my situation, I was going through a tough time where the whole family turned against me and my friends gave me a wide berth. I'm sorry, what? A wide what? BERTH. A wide berth due to an identity crisis that put me in a dark corner. Girl, hey Google, what does birth? I went for a long drive one gloomy, rainy day and decided to stop when I saw a church in the mist. Even though I was an atheist, I felt drawn to the imposing structure, which seemed to be more like a shadow in the fog rather than an actual building. As I pulled into the driveway, I could feel an impetus driving me forward and into the building, like tentacles were dragging me in, magnetized by my sorrow. When I walked up the steps, I felt eyes watching me. Strangely enough, I wasn't afraid. Even though I felt all the hairs on my body standing erect, like I had been electrified. When I went through the door and into the small foyer, I started to see shadows darting here and there. Girl, you probably got something in your eyeballs, in your eyes. You said it was dark and gloomy and misty. You got something flying around your eyes. Because that's when the mosquitoes be coming out. You know, sometimes you be like, what's that? But it's a mosquito. So you probably just saw mosquitoes. Anyway, that's when my fear started to build. I asked myself, what am I doing here? I jumped when a voice answered my thoughts. Solace. The voice echoed through the church like a disembodied spirit speaking from the pulpit. I started to shudder, but I couldn't stop myself from walking up the aisle and making my way to the altar. I had to call out, is anyone there? Girl, because I can't really see. I left my glasses in the car. Anyone, and now I'm seeing stuff. Is anyone there? Because I just heard something. As I assumed that someone was waiting for me, even though the idea was absurd. I thought that I was dreaming when I saw hundreds of candles suddenly light up on their own, all around the interior of the church. Get out. Get out, sis. It's hot. And the church might burn down. Get out. I thought to myself, this can't be happening. I jumped again when the voice responded, believe. Girl, who is doing all this talking? What kind of is it that same poltergeist from the other story? Shutting doors and using hot water. Who using up all the hot water? It's the poltergeist. I turned around and strained my eyes to see who had spoken to me. Then the shadow came out of the back, from the back. It was at that moment that I started to believe in ghost stories. The shadow figure soon morphed into a large, looming priest wearing a hooded cloak like a Franciscan monk, but completely transparent. I knew that I was looking at a ghost, but I was rooted to the spot. Even though I was afraid, something told me that all was happening the way it was supposed to. I stood bravely as he approached me and reached out his hand. Not knowing what to do, I stayed still and I trembled when he placed his hand on the top of my head. I felt a blanket of warmth. Girl, what is that word? Emantating? Emanating. God, I just can't read. I then felt a blanket of warmth emanating from my head to my toes. Girl, it's spooky time. It's spooky time, girl. You better do this. It's spooky time. Child. I couldn't see the priest's face underneath the hood, but I reveled in the glorious transmission of peace. I closed my eyes and I wept silently as I felt my spirit filling the dark depths of my body. I was transfixed by the flood of images in my mind, such a bright blue sky and a brilliant white dove soaring to the heavens. It was all so surreal until I was back in my car. I was parked in an empty field with no church or priest to be seen. It took ages for me to start the car and pull out, as an overwhelming feeling of warmth and peace continued to permeate my soul. Even though I felt like I just stepped out into the twilight zone, I was not afraid. The rain had ceased and the sun shone through, adding to my feelings of hope and promise for the future. A few weeks later, I was at work and telling a new friend and trusted colleague about my experience. She advised that it didn't matter if the church existed or not. She said that God had reached out and touched my soul in the darkest hour. Love me at the ungodly hour. Someone said, that's sus. That's weird. Ciao. From that day forth, I accepted my identity and at the same time, my connection with the divine. Okay. Okay, sis. You better find the Lord at a ghost church. Someone said, or is it spookito? I think it's a little bit spookito. Un poquito spookito. Someone said, it's an angel. Imposter vibes. Girl, that's scary. Talking about some. Girl, get your hand. Did you wash your hands? I don't want no ghost laying hands on me. Unless did you wash them spooky? Did you do a spooky soak? Yeah, did you do a spooky soak with them hands before you touch me? Giving me a whole bunch of warmth and peace and solace. So it's like, can I touch? It probably was a white ghost, and he probably was black. Can I touch your hair? That's exactly what it was doing. Can I touch that hair? Somebody said that in the comment section. Can I touch your hair, sis? I ain't never seen black hair before. No, don't. Just because you're a ghost, don't make it right. Just because you're a ghost, don't think I'm gonna let you off. No, girl. Same rules apply. You take 2 steps back and you ask me again nicely. Yeah. Okay, now you can touch. And then you get blessed. Child, black people be asking too. Back. Girl, step back. Don't be touching my hair. I just did it too. Listen, I know I was sad and gloomy and stuff 5 minutes ago, but you best believe I had time to put these twists in. Sis. Does this one have any Facebook comments? It don't got no Facebook comments. Child, it don't got no Facebook comments. Someone said, do ghosts have hair routines? I don't know. Next time I talk to one. I think it has a timer on here. It's a timer. Child, it's a timer on here. I want to set this. Okay, there we go. We can set it up. I'm going to pour myself some more spooky juice. But someone said, no, they balding. Ghost bald-headed? Next time I speak to a ghost, I'll let you know. I'll ask them what their routine is, sis. But right now, I need to pour some spooky juice. Some spooky juice. Child, let me pour some spooky water, too. It's holy water, somebody said. Nah, they got Brazilians. Oh, my God. Not a spooky Brazilian. Listen, it's probably somebody hustling in the afterlife. Capitalism probably exists in the afterlife. Because that's just how deep capitalism runs. It probably exists over there too. So they probably got waxing salons and stuff over in the afterlife. Girl, somebody hustling probably like, I do eyebrows, but you got to come to my hair. You got to come to my house. I don't got like a storefront yet. But we gonna hustle all 2020 to get that storefront, that spooky storefront. They probably you got to make an appointment with they got an Instagram page. Yeah, they got a spooky Instagram page. Only other ghosts can access it. And at the top in the bio, it say appointments by text only. Because when they get a text, that's why they could tell you like, oh, that's when they could tell you like, oh yeah, like, I do eyebrows and stuff, but you got to come to my house to get it done. I do eyelashes too, but I only got 2 weeks practice. Ciao. It was not that bad. Spookstagram. Yep. That's what's over there in the afterlife. I'm looking for more. This is scary. I don't like this. I'm scared. This one is okay. This one is funny. Wait, I have to show y'all this picture. So there's this website, and then there's a list of spooky stories, and they all have sort of like thumbnails, and then you can click them and read more. And this one is called "The Ghost in the Tunnel Needs a Ride Home," and this is the picture. This is the picture. It says, "Look at the picture." It's a ghost in the tunnel. Why is that? Now, come on. Now, why would they put that picture up there? I kind of want to read it. Y'all want to read that one? It's probably a short one. How long can this story be if it's just her needing to? I'm going to read this one because it just sounds stupid. Like, what if this is the scariest one? Girl, I can't see. Okay. The ghost in the tunnel needs a ride home. Me if I was a ghost. Girl, can you give me a ride home? Girl, I know I'm a ghost. But I just need a ride home. I have been walking for so long. It's been like a mile. And girl, I left my MTA card at home. And I can't take the subway. So can I get a ride? Like, okay, here we go. Ready? The most disturbing event in my life happened when I was a young child. Same. That's honestly the most disturbing event for all of us happened when we were a young child. That's not, you ain't unique. Before I saw the ghost in the tunnel on my way to summer camp, I barely knew what haunted stories were. My father and I were singing and chatting until we started driving through a long, dark tunnel. The atmosphere was creepy and almost surreal as I gasped when the air in the car became harder to breathe. My father continued talking, but I became increasingly disturbed with the pale fluorescent lights bouncing off the walls. Then I saw her. A terrifying specter with no pupils. Girl, I just can't imagine. Like, that's Bob over here. No pupils, sis. Eyes vacant. Her eyes glowing white as her somber face watched us go by. I screamed and Dad turned around, yelling, "What? What's the matter with you?" I couldn't explain further than, "The ghost girl," as I pointed to the wall of the tunnel. She seemed to be traveling with us as we moved. When I move, you move, just like that. Yo, that's me as a ghost, baby girl. Girl, I'm playing jokes on everybody. When I move, you move, just like that. She seemed to be traveling with us as we moved through the tunnel, impassively staring right through me. Dad craned his neck to see. "There's nothing there. You're imagining things. Calm down," he advised. As the car finally came out the other end, the air became normal again and looked back. And I looked back, but she was gone. Girl, she back there? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Barbara. How you doing, Barbara? She said everything is fine. She said she just chilling. She was gone, sis. I almost forgot about the ghostly girl until My father picked me up at the end of summer camp and we made our way back home. Like a typical kid, I excitedly told Dad all about camp, but I stopped talking when I noticed the familiar tunnel. Are you asleep, sweetheart? He asked. I swallowed the lump in my throat. Girl, what was that, little snack? You had a little snack in your throat? I swallowed the lump in my throat as the darkness descended. The air once again became thick as the fluorescent lights appeared. Girl, this ain't nothing but anxiety. Anxiety. Um, this time it was like I was seeing visions inside my own head, inside my own mind. A rainy night, skidding tires, and a car in flames. Then the ghostly girl appeared. Her eyes were frightening, white, and unblinking as she stared right through me. You see right through me. How do you do this thing? Anyway, how do you? Somehow I understood that she had been killed in an accident, but I didn't make it. But it didn't make it easier to see her scary face. She seemed angry, although not at me. It almost felt like she was trapped in time, haunting the tunnel forever. How did it seem like that? Child, explain. Explícame. America, explain. Because how did it seem like? Y'all just be making stuff up. This is why I don't believe in this stuff. Talking about it seemed like she had been haunting the tunnel forever. How does it seem like that? Anyway. Someone said, this is too scary. I struggled to breathe as I felt her presence start to move inside the car. Because she said, hop over, scoot over. I'm hopping in. Hop off the plane at LAX. I couldn't be certain, but it felt like she was trying to come with us to escape her fate that had already been set. As she passed through, like a chilling wind whipping through the car, I watched her being pulled back into the tunnel. I never understood haunted stories until that day. She seemed to be trying to tell me something, although my young mind couldn't really grasp what that could be. As we approached the end of the tunnel, I noticed that her frightening, although sad eyes looked away. Like a vacuum sucking her back in, the tunnel swallowed her up, and we pulled away as we drove on. Not the tunnel being a vacuum. What kind of vacuum was it? A Hoover? It's probably a Hoover. Or one of those new Dysons that you got to charge up. Some things probably sucked her right back on up. Yeah. That's probably how you get rid of ghosts. You just use a vacuum cleaner. Girl, or that girl with the poltergeist turning on her hot water and flushing her toilets and stuff. Girl, all you need to do is get out the vacuum cleaner and get rid of that problem. And in the cabin where y'all was clawing each other's faces and stuff on your honeymoon. Dean, all you have to do is give Dean one good big old vacuum and maybe you would have been fine. But you ain't read this story yet, so I don't blame you. I couldn't shake off her face. And as the years rolled by, I just started thinking of "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift, and I just had to laugh. Because why do I be thinking of these things? I tried to research her story to no avail. We moved to another state, and I never saw her again. I wonder if it was a dream, as my dad doesn't remember. Sometimes her haunting face enters my dreams, beckoning to me with her sad eyes. Now my experience is one of the many haunted stories to be shared. Not her ending the story with an exclamation point, like it's some exciting thing. Now my experience is one of the many haunted stories to be shared. It's like, no, girl, that's scary. And she still be haunting your dreams? That's creepy. 865 shares on Facebook, 0 comments. She must have paid for those likes. She paid for those shares. How do you get 865 shares and 0 comments? I'm confused. She went to buyshares.com, buyfacebookshares.com. There's an exclamation point at the end, like it's some cute little ending to a story. Girl, you need to go get it. get checked. Oh my God, did y'all see that? I got this new table and the tabletop isn't screwed on yet. So it'd be every time I lean on it, that joint be popping up. When I move, you move. Somebody said, y'all are going through a lot in these comments. Somebody said Spooknika. Spooknika. You see right through me. How I do this? Okay. Child, what else is in here? Let's get scared. How about that? Wait, what? Hold on. Okay. Somebody said go on Reddit and do scary stories. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do this, and then we'll wrap up after we find like a Reddit story. I don't know. I never used Reddit before. Reddit. I'd be scared when I go on there. I remember looking at it once, but I was scared. I was like, what's over here? What's over here, child? The ghetto, the ghetto, the ghetto. This is where you live, sis. Continue. Yeah, it just seems like a whole bunch of like people. I don't know. Reddit just seems like a whole bunch of people. I think I associate it with like racists. That's why I haven't really gone on it. But I also don't understand it. Child, what? Okay, so I'm just gonna type in scary stories. Scary stories. Scary short stories. Not See, this is what I don't like about Reddit. Reddit, I really feel like it's anyway, we'll talk about that later. But all I see right now is a bunch of join the army, ROTC programs. Like they really be trying to get people from Reddit specifically to join the army. I don't get how do you do this? I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. It's racist on a keto. What? Not keto, not racist on keto diet. Child, take another spooky sip. I don't know. What is child? You know that's not what they meant. Type in scary stories, sis. That's what I did. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna just type in scary stories. Scary stories. Okay. Oh, did you just click on it? Okay, so I guess I'm doing this now. Okay, so this one says a true story. That's just the title of it. So it's a really short thing, but so this happened to me as a child. And because of my brain, I never thought it was weird at all until now. So don't blame it on your brain. Blame it on the alcohol. Anyway, blame it on the juice. Blame it on the Henny. And because of my brain, I never thought it was weird at all until now. So I was around 3 or 4, and every night I would go down the stairs to my parents to tell them something. Now, this isn't the normal thing kids tell their parents, like, I'm too cold or I'm scared of the dark. No. What I told them was that there was a man that sat on my bed that talked to me. Now, I want to clarify this man was not alive, or at least he wasn't human. My parents never saw him specifically, but one night when I was 5, my mom, he must be from the UK. My mom heard something that sounded like I was climbing out of bed. So she went to check on me, but she didn't see me. I was still sound asleep. Instead, she saw a man enter the hallway and stare at her before disappearing into thin air. This just creeps me out so much, even though I could easily have been one of my granddad. It could what? This just creeps me out so much, even though it could easily have been one of my granddads checking up to see me. I'm sorry. That's it. Like I feel disappointed by this story. I feel like I was bamboozled and tricked because I really thought this was supposed to be like a really scary. Like I was supposed to be like, oh snap! Like I thought I was going to go through twists and turns. But that was it. It ended very much abruptly, and somebody said, "Phew, it's over." Exactly. I would like a refund, and I would like all of it. Don't come giving me no partial refund fund. I want all the tax that I put into it, and yeah, all of that. I'm just sick of these stupid. Don't be tricking all this trickeration that y'all doing on today, holleration. With these little stories, because that was not scary at all. Oh, mom, like there's a man on my bed, and then when she come up, there's a man. He disappears. That's not scary. That's not scary. So they said that was trash. That's not scary, boo. I only read it because I literally only read that because there's a comment. I guess you can like post stuff and then people comment. It's like log in or sign up to leave a comment, girl. Not today. But I only read it because I glanced at the comments, and the first comment said, "Whoa, that sent chills." And then it's like one of those emojis that's like, "Go ahead, send no chills." Which I need you to send me is my refund, a check made out to William, WillOnAWhim. Here goes another one that says, "I bring my daughter to the graveyard." Oh, this is a long story, child. Let's see what the comments say. 0 comments. I don't know. Somebody said, "Not chills." Wait, I'm scared. Should we read this one? It has 0 comments though, but it has 12 upvotes. I guess that's what we call them. It says the title is "I Bring My Daughter to the Graveyard." No, should we do a different one? It's a long one. Nah, let's go to a different one. Someone says, "Sis, please no." Oh, we ain't reading that one. I guess there's like, you can see it'll flag some and it says not safe for work. So I don't know. We ain't reading that one. Can I top? Oh wow. Okay, so child. You can I think you can filter for like so that you ain't at work. I know I am low-key kind of at work, but this ain't you can filter, I guess, the post by like the top posts or like what was most liked or whatever. But girl, when I did that, the first thing that came up was that dumb story we just read. That was the hottest one apparently. So bedridden. Let's read this one. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. Ciao. I don't know. This is why I need y'all to send me stories, because I would rather like y'all know what, like at least one of y'all know that the story is good before we have to read it, the whole thing. But I'm gonna read this one. Bedridden, a short horror story. 5 a.m. here staying up for you. Here we go. I want a good one. I want like a really good, I want to be like peeing my pants. You know what I mean? Somebody said he the goat, man. I really want to be scared, like for real, for real. Bedridden, a short story. It's been almost 3 weeks since I had been stuck in this darn room. No one can come in or even look at me. It's hard to lie down for almost a month and stay somewhat sane. The only thing I've seen is the ceiling. That's it. Just the ceiling. Since I've been staring at it so long, I've noticed small, minuscule details in the rough paint job of it. Small cracks and crevices and almost atoms. Girl, not Albert Einstein. Listen, not you discovering the atoms. He said that's an electron, proton, orbitals. I see it all. Child. Like pieces of paint flaking off. I kept count of the days since I got here. At first it was fine. I had assumed it was going to be just 1 week. Day one, lay in bed, looked at the ceiling. I'm sorry, yeah. I don't know who wrote this, but already I can tell that it's not gonna be an easy one to read. Cause we need commas, periods. It tells me how to read it. Child, let me figure this out. Girl, put your glasses on, cause hold on. Yeah. I had assumed it was going to be just 1 week. Day one, lay in bed, looked at the ceiling. Day two, in bed and looked at the ceiling, etc. What? My count has continued, and I'm only guessing it's been 3 weeks for me. I'm not sure. There is one other thing that makes my days comprise. I can't read this. We gotta go. We gotta go to another one. I'm sorry. I cannot. Y'all need to figure it out. Figure it out and then come back. Because literally nothing is making sense. Y'all need to either I have an actual issue and I need to get checked out for real, or y'all just really don't know how to put syntax together. But I really think it's the syntax. Next. Girl. Next. I want a scary, scary story. There's Halloween in New Orleans. There's The Door. One is called. That's scary. One of the comments is, I feel like I'm gonna die tonight. That's scary. I don't want to read that one. Reddit, no sleep. Is Reddit like a verb here? The X-Files. People keep saying Goat Man. Oh, is that what I should read? It's called Goat Man. I don't want to get the app so y'all can steal all my information. They just want me to get an app so I can have to put in all my information to get to use it. I'm going to Reddit Goat Man. Man. Is that what y'all asking me to do? We'll put louder, scarier music. I could put it, but then it's like I can't even hear myself. Goat Man. I don't know what this is about. Goat Man. I'm just going to Reddit no sleep since that's what somebody said and it actually makes sense that that's what they want me to do. Okay. Okay. Here we go. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to do that one. Okay. We played a mean prank on a kid when I was younger. It was the worst mistake I ever made. So I guess what you do on Reddit is me learning Reddit real time. I guess what you do is you just type in like a subject and then people like posts will come up of that sort of subject and then you can like engage with that. I guess that's what it sort of is. But this one is on no sleep. And there's like different communities, I guess. You can like follow the community and you'll get like posts involving whatever subject. We played a mean prank on a kid whenever I was younger, and it was the worst mistake I ever made. Here we go. Somebody said, we'll try to ghetto. I should start off by saying that, no, you should start off by just getting into the story. I should start off by saying that I'm ashamed of what I'm about to tell you. I told myself I would take it to my grave, but the weight of it is becoming too much for me to bear on my own. I need to share it with someone else, or it will eat me alive. Greg and I weren't bullies. That's what a bully would say. Quite the opposite, in fact. I got beat up pretty frequently, and he took his share of it as well. But there was one kid that even we picked on. Maybe to make ourselves feel better for the crap that we had to take every day. Melvin had a speech impediment. And his name was Melvin. I'm so sorry. Someone said lips in the spotlight, of course. Yeah, listen, them lips shining. Melvin had a speech impediment, a stutter. Not only that, but he was always full of joy and excitement, talking constantly and dragging it on forever as he tried to get the words out. He was a know-it-all, a tattletale. All of the things that made kids like us who felt down and out want to make him feel the same way. All of the things that made kids like us who felt down and out want to make him feel the same way. Now, does that make sense? I'm trying to make sense of this. Maybe I'm reading it wrong with the wrong intonation, but it's not clicking for me. How is that a sentence? All of the things that made kids like us, comma, who felt down and out, comma, want to make him feel the same way. No. Can I read somebody? It makes sense to y'all? Because it don't make sense to me. Nope, change the tense. It just is, why is it anyway? And so we tortured him. Not literally, of course, but we definitely weren't nice. I was much more pleasant with him when we were on our own, since the two of us were sort of friends in the way that's only possible when you're kids, adversaries and chums at the same time, somehow. But when my friends were around, I joined them in treating him like total bleep. Because girl, you ain't gonna have me up here getting demonetized. The fact that it was such accepted behavior within my social group made it feel like we weren't even doing anything wrong by treating him so poorly. One time, Greg, Ryan, and I, they sound like bullies. Greg, Ryan, and I called him and told him to meet us at the park. We said he should bring us 2 tennis rackets, a bike, a baseball glove, a bat, a basketball, a baseball. Okay, just a list of like stuff. Then we hid in the forest and watched, laughing as he rode around the field calling our names, struggling to maintain his balance on the bicycle he was riding, overloaded with far too many items to carry. Another time, we hid in a tree. Girl, did you pay your light bill, sis? Another time, we hid in a tree and did something similar. We watched him from a few short feet away as he looked for us, passing by beneath us and asking my brother where we had gone. That time, I actually felt bad and climbed down after a little while and told him we had just been kidding around. Just a little jokey joke. Melvin, we just wanted to see you ride around and call for us. Greg was pissed off at me for not keeping the prank going. The kid was gullible, so we would mess with him again and again. It was almost too easy. Once my brother made a phony Visual Basic computer program, it was the 1990s, the age of dial-up modem, BBS, had bad haircuts and neon clothing. He set the whole thing up pretty professionally and made it look like software for the Pentagon. Then we showed it to Melvin, who screamed and ran away, horrified, when he clicked the fake buttons to bomb Middle East. I'm sorry, what? And crashed the stock market. He actually hid the blanket. He actually hid under the blankets on my bed, thinking that the police were going to come for us. Listen, I don't got time for this. I don't got time for y'all reindeer games. This is getting too much. They are terrible people. No, they truly are. They truly are. I don't know whose idea it was to go into the forest. It probably was yours. I don't know whose idea it was to go into the forest that day with Melvin, but we had it all planned out before we met up with him. We knew exactly what we were going to do to him out there. What? Why? Someone said it was Deaf Greg. Greg. The forest was large enough that you could walk in it for hours. And the three of us, Melvin excluded, did that all the time. We knew it like the back of our hands, and knew that Melvin didn't. Did you guys hear that there's been a wolf seen wandering around the forest? Greg asked in a most serious voice. Okay, they have dialogue here of Melvin speaking, but it's a lot of repeated characters because he has a stutter. But I'm not going to do that. We're not going to do that. For real? Melvin asked. Yeah, man, we better be careful out there. Don't want to run into a wolf in their habitat. They'll eat you alive. We walked and talked for a while longer until we were at a spot where we had planned to leave him. I'm going to take a leak, said Greg. He walked off into the woods just as we had talked about. We were at least an hour away from the entrance to the forest, and I believed that Melvin could make it back on his own. We wanted to test that theory. Not y'all being scientists with y'all friend Melvin. Like I said, I'm not proud of myself, and we wanted him to be scared. That too. The sun wasn't far from the horizon, and it would be setting soon. He had already said he wanted to head back any minute. That his mom had told him not to be late for dinner. Time passed, and for a while we waited in silence. What the hell is taking him so long? Ryan said, feigning annoyance. Screw it. I've got to go too. I'm going to see what his problem is. Probably taking a dump. So Greg was in the back. He said he got to take a leak. And Ryan was like, girl, what's taking him so long? It's all fake, sis. They pretending. He probably taking a dump. And he marches off to go check on Greg. If he was taking a dump, let him be. Anyway. He walked off, and I could see Melvin's body language change. I wondered if he knew what was going on. The two of us waited in awkward silence for a few minutes. As time passed, I began to suspect he was not going to let me leave him. He was shifting on his feet and trembling somewhat. He looked scared. I was starting to feel scared too. As the sun began to go down and the light began to fade, I had watched a movie with Tim Curry playing a certain terrifying clown a couple of nights before, and memories of it were still haunting my dreams and waking life. I gotta take a leak really bad, actually, I said as casually as possible. I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to go home while there was still some light left. The thought of being out there in the woods at night suddenly terrified me. No, you can't leave me out here with the wolf. I'm sorry. If I was Melvin, girl, you're not leaving. Somebody said spooky dookie. Spooky dookie time. You can't leave me out here with the wolf. Man, you'll be fine. I'll just be a minute. I tried to walk away, and he grabbed my wrist, squeezing it tightly. Don't leave me here. Please. Are you guys messing with me again? I don't know if I can find my way back. Find your way back. You gotta find your way back. Find your way back. Come on, Beyonce. I pulled my arm away from him and began to walk quickly in the direction of Greg and that Greg and Ryan had gone. He hurried after me, shouting at me not to leave him. Just give me a minute alone, will ya? I need some privacy, man. He looked stunned and hurt when I glanced back over my shoulder, but he had stopped. This is spooky, yo. Um, but he stopped. His eyes showed that he didn't believe me, but it didn't change the fact that he was listening to me regardless. I'm sorry, what? Um, as I neared the tree line, I expected to see Ryan and Greg waiting for me, getting ready to make a run for it as we planned. We were going to leave him out in the woods. I'm more than ashamed to admit it. We figured he could find his way back. Find your way back. And we wanted to scare him and to mess with him. But what happened next was not something that we could have predicted. Instead of my friends waiting for me in the trees, there was a clown. I'm sorry. A what? A who? A goop. A clown. His face was painted sloppily with white makeup, and he had red vertical stripes above and below his eyes. His mouth was smeared with red, and whatever he had painted on it was still wet. Drool poured from his lips as it smiled at me from his crouched down hiding place in the foliage. He had on a white and red pinstripe clown outfit, and it was spattered with gore. I saw my friends' bodies then. They had been torn apart, their throats opened up, and something had been feeding on what was inside. The clown thing in the trees watched me watching him, saw me seeing the bodies of my dead friends, and he giggled. A high pitched titter like little. Now, girl, you had to put this, girl. A high pitched titter. What is that, girl? Like a little girl. High pitched titter. Tee. Not tee hee. Tee. Go, that's my friends, Greg and Ryan. Talk about some tee hee. Put some bass in that one. It better be a scary, like a terrified, like laugh. Talking about some tee hee like this is some like cute little fun game. Tee hee. I was too stunned to run away at first. Then he stood from his shadowy place and began to take long, stalking strides towards me. His eyes were hypnotic, ancient. They pulled me in like a zoom in, close up of an actor in a movie, making me want to go towards him. But I tore my gaze away with an effort when I heard Melvin's stuttering voice behind me calling, "What is it? What's wrong?" I turned my head. I turned on my heel and ran. The clown was only a few feet away from me at that point, and he reached out his long arms and almost grabbed me. My terror was a living thing at that moment, pressing me forwards, pushing me from behind and making me run. But Melvin hadn't seen it yet. The clown thing was just out of his view, hidden behind some trees. When I ran past him, he didn't follow, just watched, hypnotized as the thing came around the overgrowth and headed towards him. I was too terrified to look back at first, afraid that if it saw me looking, it would draw me back into the woods with those eyes. Those eyes had briefly entranced me. Girl, what was he putting this? Putting a spooky demon time look on you, giving you spooky eyes. The thing was not a person. I knew that much, even as a child. The curiosity became too much to bear when I heard Melvin's screams from behind me as I ran. I turned and saw the clown pulling him apart. He peeled him open like a cheese string. Somebody said, "Rip to Melvin." Melvin. Not Melvin. Cindy, this is Bones. This is Bones, Cindy. Oh no, he saw me. That's a reference from Scary Movie. Girl, he was peeling him apart like a cheese string. Gobble me, swallow me, drip down the side of me. He took pieces from inside of my friend and ate him, swallowing his organs whole. His horrifying eyes glanced up at me as I backed away, and even from a distance, I could feel his power. The thing was made of everything that we were afraid of. Melvin's fear of a wolf that would eat him alive. My newfound fear of clowns. Somehow we had manifested this thing that was intent on destroying us. Maybe this was our punishment for tormenting the poor kid for so long, but then why would he have to die and not me? It doesn't make any sense. I still can't figure out why I was spared and why my 3 friends had to die. Maybe now you understand why I was going to take this to my grave. Why I'm never going to share this story with anyone. Why I was never going to share this story with anyone. But I have to. It helps to get it out. It helps to not feel so afraid. Because when I'm afraid, the things I'm afraid of, they get bottled up. And after a while, pressure begins to feel like too much. My nightmares start to seep out and escape into reality. And they have a way of finding me. Girl, that's scary. But that was good. Oh, the first comment is, poor Melvin. He didn't deserve that. He didn't. Somebody said, I'm glad you're able to get this off your chest, sis. I hope it helps. Stay safe out there. Stay safe out there, sis. Don't go into those woods no more. Whenever you start getting scared of something, please start telling people straight away. Holy crap, dude. I was reading this in bed and I heard something at my window and had a heart attack. It was just my cat coming back inside, though. I like this. This is fun. I like Reddit. This that other story that we read, it was not good, but this one was good. It was just my cat, though. Okay. And the creator said, LMAO, it's just clowns made of your worst fears coming for you. Don't worry about it. And then he responded, my worst fears? Oh, shoot. The clown's going to be committing relationship. The clown's going to be a committing relationship. Dang, that's spooky. Wait, I like Reddit. Reddit is funny. That is funny. The clown going to be a committed relationship for me, girl. I'm scared of that. What would my clown be? My clown would be, first of all, how is it a clown? But also, I don't know. I guess it's still a clown, but it does I don't know. That didn't make no sense for me. My clown would be probably gluten at this point. My clown would be a loaf of bread. I'd be like, in the forest, and it's just a big loaf of bread. Girl, I'm scared. Y'all keep saying goat man, but I don't see it nowhere. And I keep typing it in and nothing comes up. Nothing good comes up. Okay, you can find goat man on YouTube, but what is that? How is that going to help me? What am I supposed to do? Like play the video for y'all? You can just look it up for yourself. My clown is history exams. Child. Okay. If we can do one more, but we're gonna cap this at this last one. Not Jeffrey. My clown is my mama with a hot comb. Could you imagine? Child. Oh my gosh. Some of these sound really scary. Will saying only one more because he's scared. No, I'm saying one more because I liked that last one. It was like kind of, well, it wasn't, I didn't like it. You know what I mean? I didn't like the content of it, but I liked that it was a bit more scary. Somebody said something moved behind you. Ain't nothing moved back there, sis. React to local 5-8. Now, what is that? It was probably Barbara. Barbara, what you doing back there? Barbara just chilling. Ah! Local 5'8". What is that? Let me just look it up real quick. Local 5'8". Local 5'8". Oh, this is that thing that I see. It's a fictional television station created for a YouTube horror anthology web series created by web cartoonist and author Chris Straub, who is known for creating a creepypasta Candle Cove. What? I'm sorry, what? Also confirmed via Reddit that the fictitious series Candle Cove originally aired on Local 5'8". I don't really even know what to do with this. Them artworks that some of them channels be having are so scary. Candle Cove is scary. I'm scared. I don't know what that is. Candle Cove. Creepy pasta. That looks scary. I don't like this. Candle Cove is an online horror story written by web cartoonist Chris Straub. Oh, it's like a cartoonist. Okay. I don't want to read this one. Not somebody saying what's your hair growth treatment. Ma'am, this is a scary stories in the dark, and y'all want to talk about hair. You can just watch my YouTube videos. You are literally on a YouTube channel right now where you can literally easily look that up. Candle Cove is I think it's just a web series of like scary stories. So that y'all focused on hair right now. You can't read it because it's a TV show. It's like a show you watch. That's why somebody said react to it because they want me to watch it and then. But the thing is that I can't do that because then, because what happens is it would be stupid because I would just be sitting here watching this thing and then I would be like, oh my god. But what happens is on live streams, if you reuse content from some channel or some video, they take the live stream off. Candle Cove is a creepypasta online. You just copy and pasted what I just read. Yeah, I'm gonna just go back to Reddit. We'll do one more story. That's it. And then we gotta go. Let me turn on this music, turn up this music while we wait. Okay, I'm gonna look for a new story. Give me a second. Do 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 do. I'm sorry, what? Okay, y'all ready? There we go. Ciao. Here we go for this last story. Please read a story about dolls. About dolls. Someone said buses it open spookily. Could you imagine? I wish. I would love to be at a Halloween party busting it open spookily right now. But oh my god, I just remember I told y'all last week, I think it was last week, where I was like, I want to be a DJ for Halloween events specifically, where I remix every single hot hip hot song from that summer into like a spooky situation. Just like turn it on to like spooky music. And then we just bop to that. Anyway. Hopefully this is good. I don't know. I didn't read it. But apparently it's like popular. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Here we go. The final story. And maybe we'll do this again on Halloween. Wait, when is Halloween? Anyway, we'll think about that later. I never imagined that I would be a mother, considering that I didn't care much for children. But when the little plastic pregnancy test confirmed my suspicions, I found myself rationalizing reasons to keep it. So I would. My friends called me crazy for my decision. I was single and the pregnancy was a byproduct of one of those one night stands I picked up at a bar. Most likely, it was that weirdo cashier I'd met weeks prior. Being a single mother, I'm sure, would come with its own set of wild adventures, but I was ready for it. I even started picking names. My belly swelled larger than it should have within the first trimester. It bulged out from beneath my shirts, and although that brought on a set of self esteem issues I never even considered, I rubbed my belly down with oils as to prevent stretch marks. The tips I read online assured me that this would help, but even still, my skin would tear in the night. Things began to get even weirder. I knew my stomach was too large for how far along I was, but every specialist I went to would say the same things. Every pregnancy is different, or there's no right way to have a baby. I remember the first ultrasound I took with my best friend with me. I took my best friend with me. As a mother herself, she was the only one. She was one of the few people supportive of my decision to keep it. It was an exciting occasion. After being examined in the down under, um, the doctor rubbed the jelly across my abdomen and then moseyed the sensor around. There it was. I reached over and grabbed my best friend's hand, giving it an excited squeeze. She offered a smile, but her eyes strayed back to the monitor. That's odd, she said. Small panic settled in as my eyes darted to the monitor. It looked normal, I thought. What's wrong? Someone said down under, LOL, I can't. Before my friend could say anything, the doctor interjected. You've got a monster of a baby, that's for sure. He offered a smile. Nothing to worry about, he said, furrowing his brow and returning his gaze back to the monitor. My friend whistled. No kidding. Whew. Girl, I tried to do a little whistle sound effect. It ain't really work. What? It's a real big one, isn't it? Child, I cannot deal with these. I can't deal with this. It's the way that it's written on this thing. They like use bold letters and like italics to like really emphasize. It's a really big one, isn't it? The doctor spoke again. I won't lie to you. It's about twice as large as it should be at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if you end up experiencing fetal macrosomia, though I wouldn't worry about it. It happens more often than you think. So it's perfectly natural, I asked. That's right, don't worry. He removed the sensor and began removing the jelly from my belly with a cloth. The last thing an expecting mother needs to do is worry. Your body will be going through enough stress as is, so I wouldn't add any more to it if I were you. My friend squeezed my hand. As I wobbled out to the parking lot, girl, you better do the wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. The baby mama dance. I continuously rubbed my belly with strange wonder. I felt it kick, and I almost shrieked. My emotions came out in equal measures of horror and elation. Come feel. I reached over to my friend. She placed her hand on my stomach, and I always thought that was the coolest part. I slept that night in a mess of sweat and disorganized sheets and blankets. My hair clung to me and my back was immeasurably sore, as were my breasts. Eventually, I sat up in the bed and swiped the hair from my face, moving to the kitchen to down half a quart of orange juice. After snacking, After smacking my lips satisfactorily, I hopped into the shower, hoping that the hot water would do something to soothe my body. I'd known that carrying a baby to term would be difficult, but I never imagined it would wear me out this much. That was the first time I began to feel regret, or at least the first time that it had manifested in a way I could fathom. It came from seemingly nowhere and all around at once, and I kneeled in the shower for longer than I should have, crying into the palms of my hand as the water rushed over me. I took a bowl of chips and moved to the living room, watching late night infomercials absently, hoping to distract myself new from some new tomato slicer. It didn't work. I moved to my bedroom after about a half an hour of feeling sorry for myself and bundled up with the comforter and my robe with a towel wrapped around my head. I started to feel nauseous and thought maybe the chips I had eaten had gone bad. Or maybe you didn't eat, maybe you gluten intolerant, like me, sis. Half of these chips got gluten in them. All these chips I bought like 10 bags of chips. I was like, well, I can't wait to chow down on some chips. That's gonna be so tasty. I look on the back, all the ingredients got gluten, wheat gluten, wheat gluten, wheat. Girl, what kind of purgatory is this? Anyway, back to the story. She might be gluten. She might just have a gluten intolerance. Let's keep it going. I thought it was the chips that maybe had gone bad, or maybe the little person inside of me didn't agree with the taste of the snack foods. What, sis, you don't like Doritos? I cradled my stomach and whispered to it, shut up. I rolled over onto my side to try to release some of the pressure I was feeling growing in my abdomen. I'm still the boss here. I fell asleep. When I came to my alarm exclaiming that I needed to drag these lazy bones out of bed, I wobbled to the bathroom, letting my bathrobe fall open. I stood in the doorway leading into the bathroom, frozen in absolute terror. My own face stared back at me in shock. But that was not the thing that forced me to stop. My eyes wandered down to my exposed stomach. As my stomach had stretched out, my belly button too had begun to protrude. And so, at first glance, that's all I thought it was. That was not what it was. Sticking from the center of my belly button was a tiny finger. My hands immediately went to it, but I also didn't want to touch the thing. I jerked my erratic fingers back and stumbled over to the sink basin, steadying myself there. I looked down at it. My flesh around the finger was swollen and pink. As I pressed my finger near it, I could feel heat radiating from it. The finger twisted around, forcing a dark red ooze to drip onto the tiles of the bathroom floor. I wanted to throw up. I wanted to abort this thing. What was happening to me? Why was this happening to me? My mind shot back to the physician's words, fetal macrosomia. The finger darted around in all directions, flexing its joints. There was no way that this was normal. Duh, sis, this is a finger coming out your stomach, baby girl. Talking about there's no way this. Obviously, There was no way this was normal. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. Hissing in through my teeth. I took my index finger and began pushing it back inside my stomach. Ew. It wrinkled. That's nasty. That's disgusting, sis. Somebody said, go to the emergency room. Someone said, not ET. Child. It wrangled around violently to my touch. I could feel that it hated me. I pushed it in anyway. A gaping hole in the center of my stomach was the only thing that was left behind. I put medical tape over the wound and carried out my day. You did what? You just put a little Band-Aid on it and you left? You just kept doing what you was doing? I'm sorry, girl. Stares spookily. Cause what? She acting like it's just a little no. She said there's no way this could be normal, and then she just went on by her day like it was normal. Something ain't right here. It's a paradox. Child, I just went on behind my day. She said, I just went on with my day. The sickness I had felt earlier only grew and grew and grew. There were times that I had barely made it to the toilet. It seemed black sludge was coming out of both ends. Ew, child. Girl, you need to go to the doctor. The finger came back, pushing itself out so hard that the tape fell away. Poke, peekaboo. I could feel it ringing around beneath my blouse. Ew, after trying to push it back in, I resolved to take more desperate measures. I moved through the house and came to a stop at the fridge in the kitchen. There was a little magnet chubby cubby that I put miscellaneous things in, bills that I needed to pay, pens, pencils, scissors. I took the scissors. Please stop. Please. I whimpered down at the thing protruding from my stomach. Please, please, please stop. I took the scissors and touched the tip of them with my finger. It jerked around, flexing. Then a wet noise I couldn't replicate with the muscles in my mouth if I were given 1,000,000 years came from my belly. The approximating sadness. Wait, what? Oh, the rest of the hand followed its finger. Someone said, why she not going to the hospital? This don't make no sense. Someone said twist it like it's a bop it stick. Twist it. Yeah. Pull it. Bop it. Turn it. And girl, this ain't no bop it stick. It's a finger coming out her stomach. Child. A hand followed its finger. I let out a sound approximating sadness. Immeasurable pain ran through the length of my body, and I fell to the ground, landing face up. I stared at the ceiling and waggered. I'd never seen that word before. Or maybe it's wagered. Wagered a glance down at the hand. Yeah, it's definitely wagered. It waved at me. Hey, girl. Just want to say hi. How you doing? How y'all doing? Like what? It waved at me, lingering in otherwise silent kitchen. I don't think scissors will fix an obtrusion like that. I wrapped myself in a thick. I'm sorry, is this it? I wrapped myself in a thick jacket to hide the being in the family way. What? I'm going to go down to the hardware store. Bolt cutters might work. Somebody said, hey, mommy. Hey, mama. Hey, girl. I just want to say hi before I came out. Just want to let you know that I will be born in like, I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So just want to say hi though, real quick. Just to see like if you had everything right. Did you pack a baby bag? Make sure you get your breast milk pumped right on up, sis, because I will be coming out and I will be hungry. Just want to say hi. Okay, all right, I'm going back in now. That's disgusting. That's the end of the story, and that's nasty. The first comment says, holy crap. I'm pretty sure every pregnant woman has been getting afraid of the baby coming out alien style, and you just made that a reality. And then the creator says, "Do you think I'm beyond help? I'm getting a bit woozy." No, girl, we all know this is a lie. We don't know what happened because that was the end of it. She was just talking about how this story is from like, it was posted 17 hours ago. And the title says, "I'm pregnant and fingers keep popping out of my belly button." Girl, we know this ain't true. This is on Reddit. Now you know it is not true. It's just a bunch of gullible people up here talking about some. Talking about something. Do you think I'm beyond help? I'm getting a bit woozy. Girl, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor, child. Um, Someone said I would be going to the doctor ASAP. And the creator said, "Do you think they can help me? Have you ever heard of anything like this before?" Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, now you're getting me angry. Because why would you act this dumb? Talking about this can't be normal. A hand coming out of your stomach, baby girl. Clearly, you all sick. You said black sludge coming out your mouth and your butt. You need to get help. Call your friend, the one that was squeezing your hand during the ultrasounds. The baby said Hulk smash. Somebody said Jesus be offense. Okay. And after she said, "Do you think they can help me? I've never experienced anything like this before." Well, obviously you've never been pregnant before. That's what you said in the thing. Can't keep up with your own story. But then another person commented, "And you might want to go find out who the father is." Because girl, that something is wrong with that child. Maybe that will help you figure out what's going on. I'm guessing you did a horizontal tango with a demon or something. Child, you probably went to the tango. You did the tango, cha-cha slide with a demon. That's why it's coming out your stomach like that. Go get help. What you got? What's your plan? What you got? You got health insurance? You got prenatal care? Prenatal care? You need something a bit different. I have not, but I think they could take it out for you. Wait, what? I think they could take it out for you. I don't want to imagine what would happen if it forced its way out on its own. They could take it out of you and help you find. Girl, I'm not. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this. Child, turn the darn light back on. Girl, get us some light in here. Girl, turn it off. This done got me all irritated and upset. Child, take a sip. Child, okay, what did y'all think of that last story? What is around your neck, child? It's my spooky scarf. Pieces been falling off this whole time. Cause I was like, that one story with the clown, girl had me a little shook up, so I was getting a little anxious, and I was like twiddling it. Someone said, "No," says it wasn't him. Someone said she need Jesus. Someone said weird and boring. I hate when you said weird and boring, like ND. Just say and. Why these kids be saying ND? You can't just put the A. Just put the A. AND. And. It's a 3-letter word, and we gotta shorten it more. At one point, we're just gonna be saying and it's just gonna be the D. You're gonna take away the N too? ND is better. I don't like when people say that. Or just the N. Yeah, you could just do the N. Weird and boring. Anyway. What is the grammar police? Girl, I don't know. I don't know. I'm actually like, y'all think I'm joking, but I'm really gonna talk to my doctor. I have a doctor's appointment coming up. I'm gonna talk to them and be like, yeah, I don't know. I can't. Maybe it's me, or maybe no, it can't be me. I'm not gonna gaslight myself because some of this was atrocious. The way that people be writing stories. I'm not gonna read two-sentence horror stories because we did that last year and they weren't good. She stole this from Twilight. Oh my god, that low-key did happen on Twilight, didn't it? Her baby was acting crazy in there. She was like, "Oh my god, I had a baby with a vampire," and it was like doing crazy stuff in her stomach. Wait, are you about to end it? Yeah, I'm about to end it. I'm about to end it. I wish I had a spooky meal because I am hungry. But I actually going on a little solo trip tomorrow, and I need to get some stuff packed and ready because I gotta leave early in the morning if I really want to get there on time. So we gotta end this thing, child. Bye, Will. Finna go wash my hair. You go do that. Spooky meal. No, I want a spooky meal. I'm hungry. Like I want a spooky burger. But now that I think I'm gluten intolerant, I can't eat bread. So how am I supposed to have a spooky burger with no spooky bread? I can't like order from places. It's so much harder to order food from places because nothing is gluten free. Get a Happy Meal. It's gluten all up in that thing. Y'all don't be knowing. Y'all don't be knowing how hard it is for the gluten girls out here. They can't eat anything. They can't eat anything. They really can't eat anything. There's nothing to eat. They have to eat veggies all the time. No bread, no nothing. And half the stuff that you wouldn't even think has gluten in it has gluten in it. Child. Child. Instead of totally gluten free. What? A salad is good though. But then it's like that's all you can eat. That's all you can eat. I'm tired of eating that, Grandpa. And most of the stuff contains egg, milk, and soy. That's also a thing. Is like I'm not just gluten free. I'm also, well, I've been eating gluten free for the past week, and it's like alleviated a lot of my issues. But I'm also lactose intolerant, so it's like I have to like look to see if things are dairy free and gluten free, and then you eat those things and it tastes like nothing. I'm like, I'm so sad. So yeah, that's that on that, sis. What was I gonna say though? Child, I don't remember. Go just eat seasoned grass. Yeah, there's stuff that is gluten free, that's naturally gluten free, like people are writing in the comments. Lentils, quinoa, rice. But does that sound fun and tasty to you? Lentils, quinoa, and rice. That's all you can eat. Y'all saying it like, oh my god, yeah, like lentils, quinoa, rice. Those are good, and I do eat those things, but I don't want to eat that all the time. I could do smoothies and stuff like that. But I'm talking about when I want a burger. I want a burger. I want to eat some meat with some bread. Girl, I went to Trader Joe's and I found some gluten-free blueberry bread. Nasty. Why does it taste like it's burnt? It tastes like it's already burnt. I put it in the toaster and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna like put butter on this. And I took it out and I ate it and I was like, oh, I must have like burnt it. I must have burnt it in the toaster because it tastes burnt. It literally tastes burnt. But then I was like, wait, no, because my toaster is great at toasting stuff and it tastes like perfectly fine when I put toast in there. So I tried a piece of the bread untoasted and I was like, why does this taste the same? Whoa, hold up. It was nasty. I couldn't believe it. Y'all go taste it. Just taste a little bit of it. Just get it one day. Taste the gluten-free bread. Gluten-free bread always be grainy. Yeah, I have this other gluten-free bread that's also like dairy-free or whatever. I don't even know. And it's literally like rubber. I thought at least it would have some kind of taste to it. It's nothing. It's bread, but not really. They make cauliflower pizza too. I know, but I'm also dairy-free. I've been thinking about eating pizza, but right now, especially like I can eat dairy in moderation, but right now because I am coming off of like a week of really crazy abdominal pain, and given like the experience I had with wheat, it's like self-diagnosed right now. It could be a number of other things, but that's why I'm going to go to the doctor and get like a gluten test and all that stuff for celiacs and all that. And I know I could do like almond cheese and stuff like that, but I don't like that stuff. I'm tired of eating that. I'm tired of eating that. I want to eat good food. I want to eat cheese, regular cheese, and regular bread. Ugh. Buy a new stomach off Craigslist. Girl, at this point, I'm finna go to Craigslist.com/stomachs. Some cauliflower with jollof and quinoa. Make your own bread. I could do that. I did buy gluten-free all-purpose flour today. Cause I do be baking in my spare time. I just be baking stuff. And I bought gluten-free cookie mix and gluten-free brownie mix. So hopefully it tastes good. There is options, you don't eat the same stuff, switch it up. I'm going to get into it, but I mean, I've only done this for a week, and I've gone to Whole Foods because Whole Foods has a lot of like gluten-free options. And I've gone to Trader Joe's, but most stuff is like not that good so far. How come chicken breasts don't have nipples? Somebody said. I'm gonna show it. I don't know. You asked me. I did make some gluten-free chicken patties. I used like gluten-free panko and like some seasonings, and it was so good. I was like, yes, this tastes good. Yes. It was that drink from last stream. Yeah, it was literally. It had wheat. In ice cream, they use lots of wheat for whatever reason. Gluten. You have to get gluten-free ice cream. So I went also and got gluten-free ice cream because I love ice cream every once in a while. Non-dairy gluten-free ice cream from this company called So Delicious or something like that. It's called. And it actually tastes pretty good. Actually, it's really good. Gluten makes it, I guess. It's almost 10 o'clock here, and we are finna get off of here. They got gluten-free pasta. They do, and I could make that tonight. I actually have some. Scrumptious, somebody said. So Delicious yogurt is so good. Yeah, So Delicious is really good. And it's like pretty. It's like one of the more healthy options when it comes to ice cream. And it tastes really good. Okay. I'm going to go eat. Thank you so much. Bora Lola says, go eat. Yeah, I need to go eat for real. Because all I've been doing is drinking spooky juice. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I enjoyed this little spooky story live stream. I hope y'all did too. If y'all like this, I mean, Halloween ain't come yet. You know what I mean? So maybe we could do it again, or I don't really know what should we do next time. What should we do next time? Is Halloween? What's today? The 24th. Where's the calendar? Halloween is in a few days, 31st. It's on Saturday. Y'all, we can do a live stream on Halloween. What should we do? And it's a full moon. That's scary. I'm scared. A sleepover? Are we doing a sleepover on Halloween? Spooky sleepover. I already carved a pumpkin on my second YouTube channel. I'm not doing that no more. I'm tired. That was nasty. It was nasty. I didn't like it. I did not enjoy it. Maybe we'll do like a spooky sleepover. Hopefully I'll have made some spooky food. We can eat, chat, make a spooky drink. Spooky gluten-free. Spooky gluten-free sleepover. I don't know. I want to try gluten-free candy, Halloween candy. You should take us with you going into a haunted house thing. Now, how am I supposed to do that, child? And I'm not risking some COVID for y'all to see me in a spooky house. Al says, you're not celiac. I had a pretty severe reaction to wheat not too long ago. I'm recovering now, thank God, but it was really bad to the point where after that live stream, I was doubled over and I was like about to cry. I'm not being dramatic. Don't be a doctor, because you have people thinking that they being dramatic when it's really a serious issue. Yeah, maybe I'll like put together scary TikTok foods. That sounds fun. I have been wanting to try like a TikTok recipe thing. You know what I mean? If y'all can send, it will help a lot if y'all sent me things as well. Like if you sent me like some spooky TikTok things that I should try, just send it. Just if you want to see me try it, just send it on over. Okay. All right. I'll figure it out. We'll fix the caption of your live stream. What's the caption say? Edit. It says, let's get spooky. I can't believe I can edit. I can edit right here. My earring fell out. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out by the time of next week, hopefully. Send me spooky TikTok stuff if y'all want me to do that. Send me spooky stories if you want me to do that. Send me spooky ideas if you want me to do it. And I'll just send it to @_WillOnAWhim. Just send it to my DMs. I'll check it. I checked the DMs this morning to see if anybody sent me spooky, scary stories, and not one of you did. Not one of you did. Nobody came through. Scary stories in dark 2020. That's what I said. That's not the caption. That's the title. It's whatever, bro. In the dark. I'll change it. The dark. Save that thing. Okay, I changed it. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I hope that you have a better time than Barbara did. So, I love you guys. Okay, bye. Hope y'all had a good time. I'm ending the stream now in a spooky way. Ooh, bye.